have Father Fabian to talk about Saint Rose of Lima. And he's actually visited where she's from, so he's going to talk about her today.
Hi everybody, thank you Jessica for inviting me to share a little bit about Saint Rose of Lima. Yes, and I want to start with you sharing something about my experience. In 2012, I had the opportunity to go to Peru because we have some missionary priests there. And I arriving there, I spent 3 days in Lima, where I had the opportunity to visit many places as a tourist in Lima. And I was so impressed when I was visiting Lima, the capital of Peru, how Saint Rose of Lima is a name really that is present in everything, restaurants, hotels, and also avenues. Many churches, they have the image of Saint Rose of Lima. And I think this young woman inspired many of the Peruvians. And it is not only a popular name, but it's also, I think, a person who inspired very well that country, Peru. And when I saw in many places the name of Saint Rose of Lima, restaurants and hotels and avenues and her name is in all the places, and of course I wanted to visit her house, and her tomb also, and one man offered me to visit all the different sites, and I saw how Saint Rose of Lima is a person who impacted the life of many of the Peruvians. And comes to my mind this question: who was she? I think it's the same question when we see a saint is, who was she? How a young woman made that Peru could love her. And also how we know this young woman in the entire church now, because she inspired many devoted people. Yes, and also what did she have of special? Of course, when we think in a famous person, we think about that person that because he's recognized for the things this person did, or for something that this person wanted to be remembered. Yeah, but I don't think that was the intention of Saint Rose of Lima, to do something to be remembered or to be a famous person. I think she didn't want this, but she's famous, of course.
Yes.
But what is special to talk about the saints? I think for her the only interest was to imitate Jesus. That is, I think, what the saints has of special. Not to do things, is to imitate Jesus. And of course, when this imitation is really embrace the entire life of a person, of course Jesus appeared. And that is, I think, how Saint Rose of Lima lived her life. Her only interest was Jesus. And of course, if we want to see her life, we need to discover Jesus through her. That is, I think, the most important thing when you will remember the saints. Something about her. She lived 400 years ago. Yes, that is just to have an idea in the history. 400 years ago, and we continue remembering her in our prayers, and also in our catechesis also is the same. That I want to tell about her three beautiful things. The first is that when we read her history, everybody agreed to say that she was a beautiful young woman. That is something interesting, because sometimes we think that to be beautiful is something to become popular. And yes, and that is a temptation, of course, because but in the case of San Rosa of Lima, she was not interested about her beauty, and he received a nickname of Rose from her early years, and she officially accepted to be called Rose at the moment of her confirmation. That is interesting. And but her beauty was something, of course, physically is the word.
Yes, yes.
But the beautiful of Saint Rose was her soul, her spirit. And the second thing I would like to share with you about Saint Rose of Lima is that she born in a noble family, in a wealthy family. It's a rich family. She never suffered the poverty, we can say, because she had everything. Everybody wants to have everything. No? Nobody wants to experience sometimes the poverty. And sometimes we know many stories of the saints that they were poor people, but that was not the case of San Rosa of Lima. But this condition to be rich was not affected his relationship with God, because she chose to live the poverty in spirit, and she preferred not to live in those well conditions, we can say, no? In those conditions, to have a comfortable life, and she decided to live in poverty for the third thing that I want to share with you: to live in poverty to serve the poor. That was one of the beautiful things in her, because she was so dedicated to serve the poor people.